Here we go. Okay, so, hi, hello. This is the first time I'm actually using my webcam in a while, and yeah. So, hello, VOD gang. Hello, and anyone who may actually be here. Yeah. So today, I actually went to my local card shop and I bought a ton, just a ton of Magic the Gathering comics. I'm actually drowning in cards. So I have lands of every color. Let me go ahead and just put these out. Get out of here, tin. Not tin, I don't know. I don't know why I'm calling this a tin. It's plastic, paper, cardboard. Anyways, so I'm just gonna grab all of my lands here. Well, let's go like this. Here we go. And let's go ahead and organize everything like this. Plains, mountains, forests, and I have islands elsewhere. So it's black, this is blue. And then on top we have some extra stuff. Extra stuff. Is that Chrome? No, it's not. And here I believe I have, I actually do have islands. Put this here, I think. I could like push everything out to the side. Here we go. Here we go. It feels nice having just a big pile of lands to work with. Anyways, I also have all of these little dudes and all of these little dudes. Okay, so I have some extra blue stuff. I have Battle of Wits, which is a really funny card. I don't know if the camera can focus on this. I don't even know if that's readable. But basically, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 200 more cards in your library, you win the game. I don't know how you're supposed to get this off, but this is just some goofy card. Like, there's some other guys at the store, and they were just kind of like looking through all the rares, and they found this. Like, we struck up a conversation and everything, talking about deck building and stuff, and it was really interesting. They were pretty chill guys. Yeah, so no. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm not gonna need the forests. I'm not gonna need the plains, and probably not the islands. Here we go. Let's move that out of the way. So let's stack all these cards here. And I'm probably going to build red-black, honestly. I will go ahead and, what's it called? Actually, I'm gonna put up some BGM real quick, and then I'm gonna go grab my extra tin full of other cards. I have more cards in my collection that are not shown here. What do we do? You can never go wrong with, let's go with, okay. Here we go. You can never go wrong with Full Mocha. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. I'm just gonna go grab some extra stuff. And do it myself, I don't know. I'm still in the same room, so I can just talk to myself. But grab this. There is more in my pocket tin. There's more in my pocket tin. Hey, yeah. Hello. Yeah, I saw your comment. Hold on, let's move this. Yes, I saw the comment you made about your Steam account. Oh, that really sounds tough, man. Let's take this. Oh, this is like loud in my ears. There we go. There we go. Actually, I'm gonna keep this up here. I'm gonna put that up on the floor. Maybe not on the floor. I'm on top of my PC case. Why not? Yeah. I really hope it's not like the most awful thing ever. That's, I mean, I'm not very good at, you know, comforting people or, you know, what's it called? Reassuring people. So, okay, Cloud Conceer, 2 Frost Lynxes, Zephyr Charge. Already have like 17 copies of Zephyr Charge. And that's all I want from that. There's also Brittle Effigy. Brittle Effigy is kind of nice. I don't know right now. Oh, let's go grab those. Those are nice. Streambed Aquatex. I think I don't want anything else from that pile. But yeah, so I don't really, I don't know, I forgot exactly what I was gonna say. I forgot everything I was gonna say. So I'm gonna grab these Zephyr Charges here. Just kind of give flying to anything. And then Streambed Aquatex is just a nice body to have. So we can have that. And I bought 2 more Frost Lynxes, 2 more Cloud Conceers. Cloudkin is a flying that allows me to just draw a card. Frost Lynx taps things, which is kind of nice. That's gonna make up bodies, I guess. And Mana War is also here. It's what's it called? I don't know why I'm sorting through my blue stuff. I don't want to make a blue deck. Yeah, so that's going to go over there. Okay, anyways. So, black and red. It feels so nice just like plopping down just a big stack of cards on my desk. Just like, thunk. Alright, so I have swamps and mountains, so that's going to make it 24 cards. And first off, I want my main sort of... what's it called? I want my main sort of body of cards to be black. Because I want to focus on the cards that I have that hand rip. So I have 3 copies of Unburden. So Unburden is really nice. I really don't know if you could like actually ever read the text, but Unburden, what Unburden does is 3 cost. Target player discards 2 cards. 2 whole cards from their hand. And if, for whatever reason, I don't need an Unburden, I can cycle it out of my hand for 2. So like I pay the 2 cost for the cycle, and then just discard it, and then draw a card, which is super nice. Then I also have 3 copies of Mind Rot, which is Unburden without the cycle effect. So I just have 6 copies of Unburden. And then I also have this. Let me sort these by effect real quick. Those are monsters. Those are monsters. Those are monsters. Skelly boys. This. Hand rip. Hand rip. Hand rip. More hand rip. Revive. Monsters, 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 and health drain. We have almost the same mouse. My thing has a different logo / location of logo, but everything else looks the same. Lol. Oh yeah, this is a Logitech mouse, and I bought this from the store randomly once, but honestly, like it's honestly served me fairly well. I feel like I might actually be like wearing down like the middle mouse button because I use it all the time though. Anyways, so I have 4 different categories of cards. I have these 4 piles. So this thick pile here is just a bunch of monsters. So like some are just kind of like utility, some are flying, some kind of like help me draw. And then one of them, my absolute favorite, Sanitarium Skeleton. Little skelly dude. So basically what Sanitarium Skeleton does, it's 1 cost, and it's 1 cost for 1 attack and 2 health. So it's nice and tanky for its cost. And for 3 mana, I can just bring it back to my hand, so I'll never run out of skeletons. And then I can mix that with another category of cards I have, like all of these. They just allow me to kind of like recycle things from the grave. So hold on, let's grab. Raise the Draugr and Aid the Fallen are basically the same card, just 8 copies of the same card, where I can just return a card. I can just grab a card from my grab a creature from my graveyard. So it's just a Sanitarium Skeleton requires 3 to pull back from the grave. Yo, Machi streaming early? Yes, I am. I got home from the local card shop, and then what's it called? Yeah, so these guys allow me to bring back stuff for 2 cost. So if I really don't want to pull back the Sanitarium Skeleton for 3, I can use any of these Graveyard Rips that allow me to bring things back. Wolf Armor in Minecraft is currently OP in the new snapshot. Absorbs all damage that's been taken while it's not broken. That is interesting. Like, complete damage negation is really interesting. Like, yeah, sure, it's on the dog, but like, still. That is crazy. And then, so there's the 3rd card in the Revive category that I haven't talked about. This is Corpse Churn. And Corpse Churn, it mills 3. Oh. It mills 3, and then if I have a monster, I can add it to my hand. So I'm literally playing Tearlaments. I'm literally playing Tearlaments in Magic the Gathering. It's amazing. What do you mean only on the dog? It's on the dog? I mean, yeah, like... it's the doggos. It's the doggos. I should not be discounting the doggos, but yeah. Goofy off freaking, you know, brain off empty. Yeah, so along with having graveyard effects, along with having graveyard recursion and Sanitarium Skeleton, the greatest card in the game. Favorite doggo breed. I actually haven't looked at all of them. I'll react to them in a second. But like, I'm gonna just kind of like go through and just yap, because I just want to yap. And then, so other monsters I have to kind of supplement my graveyard ripping. I have this, what's it called? Gorging Vulture. And Gorging Vulture is kind of mills 4. And if I hit any creatures, I gain 1 life for each creature. So this kind of like, this heals me and also mills 4. So I'm literally playing Tearlaments. How many cards in a Magic deck? It's 60 at minimum at most default formats. So I want these. Okay, so it's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. So that's 20 for the graveyard package. I don't think I need any more. I do have other util. I also have Undead Servant, which is another skeleton. Max copies of each card is 4, actually. So instead of 3, it's 4, which feels so nice. But yeah, so Undead Servant is another card. Another little graveyard dude. I have more skellies. This isn't a skeleton, but I like to treat it as such. So when Undead Servant enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token for each card named Undead Servant in your graveyard. So if I mill a ton of these, like if I mill like all 4 of these, I can like grab 1 back with like Raise the Draugr or something, and then I can like summon it for like, if like 3 are in the grave and I summon 1, I can make like 3 2/2 tokens, which is super crazy. I'm literally playing Tearlaments. This is literally Tearlaments. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 4 is 24. So I have a stack of 24 mana here, which is usually the ratio you want to go. And then 24 monsters here. Now for the red side of the deck that I want to try to build. So Tarfire is burn. Ghostfire is burn. Krenko's command gives me tokens, but I don't think I exactly want to use that. So Lightning Strike and Shock are also burn. I'm mostly just gonna be running like a bunch of like red burn spells, honestly. Like whatever util I have here. Spark Elemental. I've already looked at that. And then I also have this Honeymoon Hearse, which is 5/5. It's 5/5 with Trample. And its other effect, like it has another effect, but it's kind of irrelevant. It's just a big body for 3 costs, which is super nice. So you can get it out like turn 3 and you have a 5/5 card. And most cards kind of can't like get there. So I have, okay, Bellows Lizard is not useful. I just kind of have this, it's a 1/1. I don't want it. Scorch Spitter, Ruinous Minotaur. Actually, instead of Honeymoon Hearse, I could run 4 Ruinous Minotaurs. Whenever Ruinous Minotaur deals damage to an opponent, sacrifice a land. The thing about this is like it's 3 cost, so 2 red, 1 neutral. I don't even know if you guys can read this. This is like the blurriest. Like it's so blurry. Like this is not readable. But yeah, so like it's 5 damage and 2 health. So like I want to run 4 of these instead of a Honeymoon Hearse. I'm gonna give this to my friend, by the way. But basically, like, yes, I do have to sacrifice a land if I want to attack directly, but like this thing wins me the game in 4 turns if it's not contested. So Active Treason. I have 4 copies of Active Treason. This just allows me to steal. Yeah, this just allows me to steal any monster, which is really, really nice. It's probably going to be like a sideboard option. And then Raging Goblin is just like a 1/1 with haste. I don't think it's strong enough to justify using it. So if I were to count out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So it's 15. So I do want to run some extra black cards for interruption. I'm trying to think of what deck to build next, Heroes or Synchros. I feel like Synchros is just very, like, kind of very, very broad. Like, there are a lot of different Synchro decks out there. Like, if you're thinking something like Synchrons, like, if that's what you're probably referring to, then, like, I feel like Synchrons is interesting. Like, make Junk Speeder and pray. Let's see, I want to cut down on the ratios a bit, get rid of Tarfire. So it's 3, 2, 4, 4, 8, okay, so that's 8. Plus 5 is 13 cards. Okay, I'm thinking... Okay, Lightning Strike is like kind of strictly better than Ghostfire. Because both deal 3 damage to target creature or player, but Ghostfire is 1 more expensive. And the difference is that it's colorless. So I guess this kind of like works against protection. I'm not really sure if I need to worry about that. I'll run 2 Ghostfires. I remember Heroes used to be bad, but new support like Stratos seems good. Like, I feel like the current sort of like Heroes kind of combo where you like normal Stratos and go through the kind of stuff, it kind of just ends on like Dark Law and then like Dark Law DPE, so you have like a pop and then like a Dimension Fissure. It's like, alright, I guess. I don't remember how recent like Stratos is, but like it's... I haven't really tried it myself, but like I feel like there are definitely better archetypes. So like, are you like building this in Master Duel or are you building this in like TCG? If it's TCG, then like go for it. Like I don't really think I have any say in being like, you know, Dark Claw's quite good. It's always been really good. I mean, yeah, it literally is just like, what's it called? Dimension Fissure. It's literally Shifter, and it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't know. Okay, so just like generally building a Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Like Yu-Gi-Oh. I assume you mean Omega. Probably. But like, what's it called? Dark Law just being a macrocosmos is like, it kind of pisses me off because like I'm a very graveyard Andy kind of player. Like I just love playing off the graveyard. But like Dark Law is definitely pretty good. Yeah, Omega? Oh, okay. So like you don't have to like worry about cost. But like Heroes would be pretty fun, but I feel like its support that it has, like it just has like a lot of it. But I feel like I've never seen like a crazy hero build that's actually pretty decent. But then again, I haven't like read most of like the hero cards. So like all I've seen is like Dark Law Pass. Yeah, Dark Law punishes the graveyard so much, I love it. It makes me cry, dude. It makes me cry. Yeah, so like Active Treason is going to be in. Active Treason is literally just enemy controller. Okay, so what do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. Okay, so it's 12 reds. So like the red is mostly just gonna be for like extra kind of damage and burn. Scorch Spitter. I might run Scorch Spitter if I need to. So this is 12, this is 24. 12 plus, oh, that's control. 12 plus 24 is indeed 36. Okay, that's not, okay, not ideal. Because, so I have this pile of cards here. And actually, it's not this pile. It's this pile right here. That is very, very interesting to say the least. So in Yu-Gi-Oh, we have Triple Tactics Talent, where if your opponent activates a monster effect during your main phase, you can look at their hand and remove one card and put it back into the deck. Let me just start reading off these cards for you. Let me just start reading them off. Turok's Cantil. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a card from it. That player discards that card that was chosen, and then another card at random. This hand rips for 2. This hand rips for 2. And then we also have Toll of the Invasion. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. More hand ripping. That's 4 copies of hand rips. And then Mental Vapors. Target player discards a card. 6 copies of hand rips. And then I have 4 copies of Duress. Target opponent reveals their hand. You can choose a non-creature, non-land card from it. That player discards that card. 4 more hand rips. And then I also have 3 copies of Mind Rot. Mind Rot. Target player discards 2 cards. And then finally, Unburden. Target player discards 2 cards. Also, if I don't want to have this in my hand for whatever reason, then I can pay 2 to discard it and draw a card. So not only does this get me advantage, this also hand rips. So I have a pile of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hand rip cards. 16 hand rip cards. Just think about it for a sec. I do not want to unleash this upon the world. And then something I can combine it with is, so they rip your hands off. They may as well, they literally may as well just tear your arms off. But like, what I mean by hand rip is that they just take cards out of your opponent's hands. And okay, so the thing is, the people I'm fighting against are like my friends, and all of them have like either a mix of like red or red-white. None of them have any kind of like counter spells. Counter spells are like your negates, like your hand trap negates. None of those color pairs or colors have any kind of like cancels. So like I can just hit them with like 16, I can just rip cards out of their hand. 16 copies of triple tack on steroids. So do it. It's gonna be so funny. I'll do this for like exactly 1 match, because here's the thing. I dare you, I will. I'm going to do it for exactly 1 match. But like, here's the thing. Here's the thing about this, right? So, hand ripping sounds kind of crazy. She's gonna have no friends. Guys, dude, I'm gonna get kicked out of the friend group, I swear to God. But like, okay. So like, here's the thing. Like, I'll have like maybe, okay, if I were to make like a serious deck, I'd only include like maybe 4 or even 6 of these. I don't want to like stuff my deck full of hand rips, because if that's all I'm doing, I don't have a win condition. Because like my opponent's just gonna draw more cards. Want to see a clip of you doing it? Well, I mean, it's going to be like IRL with all my friends elsewhere, so like, I don't think I'd be able to like actually record that, but like, I'll show like some test hands later where I'll just like kind of like test out what would happen if I had all of these in a deck. But like, if I were to like actually play these, like I can't like play all of them, or else I have like kind of no win condition. If all I'm doing is just taking cards out of my opponent's hand, like they'll eventually just kill me. Because like if I have like 16 cards in my hand, like if I have like 16 hand rip cards and that's all I have, then like my entire strategy is rip cards out of my hand and burn my opponent, then I'm probably not gonna win. Like I don't want to like lean, like if I were to make a serious deck, I don't want to lean too far into it. If I were to play this like seriously, I would play the 3 Mind Rot and the 3 Unburden, because strongest one, discard 2. There's also Turok's Cantil, which is worth 1 more. So like Mind Rot and Unburden are 3 costs, so I can play them from turn 3. This one is 4 costs, so I can play it from turn 4, and this one allows me to choose a card and then another random card. So if I were to go like a maximum package of this, it would be just these 8. Just these 8. The others are kind of like a joke. So in front of me right now, I also have a lot of like lifesteal cards. These kind of like deal damage to opponent. Like these deal damage to any kind of target, and then allow me to steal that health. So that, like, I'm not going to use all of these, but these are going to be nice sideboard options. Do you have a locals near you for Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Magic? Not really, no. But I do have a lot of friends I can play Magic with. I feel like later on, when I'm like older, and I'm able to like be a little more flexible, I'd want to like start going to locals. But for now, I just kind of want to like, you know, train myself up and maybe just kind of like slowly just kind of get into it, you know. So like for now, I'm not really gonna do too much. But you know, anyways, so what else? Okay, so the next category of cards we have are Lifesteal. So this is Essence Drain, and this is Agonizing Siphon. They both have the same effect: deal 3 damage to target. Okay, Agonizing Siphon can target any creature. Okay, this can target any this has any target, and this one's like creature or player. That's functionally the same thing. We basically deal 3, and then I gain that much back. Again, these are also very kind of like, what's it called? These are very situational. Essence Drain is kind of too expensive to be of any use. It's 5 cost. I kind of don't want to deal with that. I did buy it at the store earlier, but like it's nice at best. It's like, again, it's Essence Drain would be used in a troll deck. So that leaves Agonizing Siphon and a card called Soren's Thirst. So Soren's Thirst is 2 cost and only deals 2 damage. Funny thing, I was watching a Clown Pierce lifesteal video earlier. But yeah, so this one is cheaper and a lot more flexible. I mean, okay, this one's cheaper, which makes it more flexible. It can only target creatures. But this one is 3 cost and can hit any target. You know, it's 4 cost. So if I were to seriously run something, I'd play a little more like mid-rangey, so I would honestly want to play this. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this is a package of just like 8, sort of like 8, like these 8 cards. Is it 8? 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 cards. So like this is sort of like 12 card package of how to lose all your friends immediately. I could make it bigger. I have a bunch of other lifesteal and other what's it called? Other burp. Cough. Lifesteal and hand rip cards. Like these ones aren't really as strong, and they would just take up unnecessary space in my deck. So these are going bye-bye. Well, I'm not gonna like throw them away. I'm just gonna put these off to the side. So I want at least these 12. So when it comes to building a deck, decks, so you usually have like 24 lands and like 36 spells. Losing friends any percent speedrun real. Yeah, so generally, okay, so like I have a pile of like sort of like 12 red burn spells here. And I also have Ruinous Minotaur for just kind of going for game. So this is 24 here. And I have a pile here of like sort of like graveyard cards that I'm gonna try to have to sort of go down. So Undead Servant is you know, I think I already went over this, but Undead Servant, depending on how many Undead Servants are in the grave, I can go ahead and create that many tokens when I special a card. So say for example, I have 3 in the grave and I summon 1, I can summon this and I can create 3 2/2 tokens. So this is kind of like nice for flooding the board, but like it's not, I mean, it's 4 cost and it's not as sort of like direct as I'd like it to be. Like when my kind of playstyle in Magic is a little more direct, almost. Hey, I just realized you finally found a use for your webcam. I mean, I also like practice. I also used to practice solving Rubik's cubes. I really do want to use this hand cam a lot more. But yeah, like doing like card stuff and then like practicing Rubik's cubes for Zatsudans would be pretty fun. Like I really do want to do that more often. Do like TCG content. And it's really nice, honestly. But yeah, so Undead Servant, this one's a pretty nice option, but I would probably sideboard this if I need more gas. So right now my sideboard, where are my sideboards? Actually, I'll build my sideboard later, but Undead Servant, for now, I'm going to sideboard this because I only have space for 12 more cards. What's it called? I've only have space for 12 more cards. So a card I absolutely want to run is Sanitarium Skeleton. I do have 4 copies, but I might have to cut it down to 3 just so I can make space for other cards. So it's going to be either 4 or 3. So that's definitely something I want to run. I also have 4 copies of Gorging Vulture, which allows me to get stuff into the grave. So I want to run that at 3. I also do have a 4th copy, so I may or may not. But if I do, what's it called? If I do 4 and 4, I can only have 4 more cards. So I'm going to pull out a Sanitarium Skeleton and pull out a Gorging Vulture, and that goes into my sideboard. I also have copies of Corpse Churn. Corpse Churn is absolutely amazing. It's mill 3, and then add a creature from my graveyard to my hand. I absolutely want to run 4 of this. And then, so now I have 2 spots left. So what I'm thinking is I'm maybe 2 Undead Servants. If I hit 1, I can use the other. Yeah, if I hit 1, I can just use the other. So right now my ratios are 4 Corpse Churn, so I can mill. 2 Gorging Vulture? Where did my third one go? I swear I had, huh? Oh, okay, there it is. So 3 Gorging Vulture and 3 Corpse Churn to mill. 3 Sanitarium Skeleton because it's just a nice card to kind of open. It's 1 cost and kind of like recurs itself. I don't want to run 4 of these because if I had just a bunch of these in my hand, then like I kind of just yes, I'll have like 4 skeletons on board, like 4 1/2 skeletons on board, but I'd rather have like more stronger things. Like I would love to see this, but like not all the time. Like I don't want to like fill my board with these, so just 3 is fine. And then we have the Undead Servant. So I may want to run a 3rd Undead Servant just so I can give it more extension. But so it's 3. That's 3, 4. Okay, so 6, 12, 6, 10, 12. So another thing I'm now realizing is I do want to run, what's it called? I want to run, where is it? Okay. Raise the Draugr, or hold on. Okay, so I have 2 different kinds of cards in my hand, right here. It's these and these. Where's the 4th copy? Hello? Skelly, Undead Servant. Symphon, Turok, Mindrot. Where'd it go? I know I had another Aid the Fallen here somewhere. Hello? Please don't tell me I lost it. So the Invasion, Duress. Okay, I don't see it over there. Oh, boys. Okay, 2 servant, 3 skeleton, 3 vulture for churn. Okay, so Draugr. I think I kind of only... I would love to run 4 of it, though. Simpin. Yeah, I'm not seeing it at all. I haven't checked this pile. Vampire Opportunist, Vampire Interloper, Novice Occultist, and Boot Nipper. Yeah, did I drop it? Where the heck did it go? I swear I had 4 Aid the Fallens. Huh. Well, in that case, we're going to be running Raise the Draugr then, because I have 4 of them. So Raise the Draugr is just kind of, it just allows me to bring something back from my graveyard. So if I have an Undead Servant in the grave, like if I have like both Undead Servants in the grave, I can pull out 1 and then use it. So I kind of want to run 4 of this because I want this to be always available. And it's also an instant, which is absolutely amazing. It's 4. But that means I have 64 cards now, so I have to chop 4 of them. So I have 2 Lightning Strikes and 2 Ghost Fires, as well as 4 Shocks. So Shock is probably the most cuttable here. It has like the least impact out of all the cards. It's like 2 damage to any target. Like, yes, it's very cheap, but like I'd much rather leave room for more high impact cards, because this isn't Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm not going to lose on turn 1. So I'm just kind of like looking through my other cards here. Okay. Okay, so now we have, okay, Ruinous Minotaur is something I absolutely want to keep. This is kind of like my win condition almost. If I have like 1 or 2 of these on the board, I can just like swing for like 10 every single turn. What are they gonna do? So that kind of makes up my bodies. So this is 12. This is 12. This is going to be my lifesteal and card rip. Is there a max limit on magic decks? So when it comes to like normal formats, like the limit is 60. But when you go to Commander, which is another format that I don't want to touch, it's 100 cards. How many turns is the Magic game? So generally, it's on average. I'm not exactly sure, but like early game is considered like turns like 1 through 4 to even 5, and then like mid game is like 5 through 9-ish, and then 10 onwards is kind of like late game-ish. I think. I'm still like a little iffy. But yeah, so like the games last a little longer. So like you want to kind of plan for like a bit of a longer game as opposed to like a bunch of tiny little dudes and like swing for every single turn with like a bunch of little dudes. So more than double-digit turns? Yeah, like you often like will hit the double digits. So like this is, what is this? So 6, 8, 12. Okay, so this is 12 cards. This is 12 cards. 8, 8, 12. So I do technically have a 60 card deck here. So I have burn spells on my red. Like I have like a tiny splash of red for burn. So like I really do want more high impact cards than like Ghostfire and Lightning Strike. Something I can, like I also have an Agonizing Siphon, which is Agonizing Siphon, which also drains health. So I kind of have like, it's 8 burn spells. So I have like enough burn spells, and I have enough like cheap little dudes to punch for game. I have enough hand rip to kind of just like control the pace of the game. And then I also have a sizable chunk of a graveyard engine that allows me to, what's it called? Just kind of like fill the board with enough bodies, just kind of help me live to where I can start stacking a Ruinous Minotaur or 2 and start burning. So like generally my kind of playstyle when it comes to Magic is a lot more mid-range. I have another deck here that's blue-green that focuses on kind of stalling until turn 7, where I can get a really big dude out and then just kind of punch for a couple turns until I win. This one's going to be a little more kind of skill-based, I guess. Not really, okay, saying skill-based is kind of disingenuous. But this one is kind of, this one got like a little more flexibility as opposed to kind of like saving up until I get out a big dude. Something I want to do though is I want to include, okay, so raise the Draugr, Ghost Fire. I do want to grab an extra undead servant. I'm thinking I could drop an agonizing siphon, but then again, Ghost Fire is kind of like in the middle. It's like strictly worse than Lightning Strike, but also kind of like feels like does less than Agonizing Siphon. So I can drop a copy or even 2 of just Ghost Fire. So that kind of like gives me 2 extra slots, so I can run all 4 copies of Undead Servant and kind of go extend a little more with extra bodies. So that's gonna be 4, 4, 3, and 4 for my graveyard package, where I just kind of like mill things and want to try to get tokens on the board. And then I also have my sort of like control side of the deck, where I kind of like heal things off and kind of like control my opponent's hand, because I'm doing hand control instead of counter spells because it sounds interesting enough. I may or may not replace this if my friends don't like it. But like I could sort of like expand my pile of bodies to try to go for more aggro kind of style, but like this also kind of like gives me a little more longevity. So like I'm not gonna like absolutely abuse it. Raise the Draugr also is included in my graveyard package, which just allows me to grab stuff from my graveyard, so I can just kind of have undead servants whenever I want to. And then I also have 2 lightning strikes and 2 ruinous minotaurs. So I do have half of my mana base being red, because I have only 12 swamps and only 12 mountains. I would run more swamps if I could. But I feel like lightning strike, okay, lightning strike is nice, but I feel like I want to do more with my red mana base than just really strong dude and then 2 burn spells. So what I want to do is I'm going to put aside all my stuff here, and I'm going to kind of just, I also have an extra pile of just a bunch of red stuff that I kind of picked up from the store as well. If I were to add more to my splash of red package, like the red half of my deck, I'd want to have cards that have a lot more impact. So for example, Active Treason just allows me to steal cards. The reason why I don't want to immediately run Active Treason is because a lot of my friends are running more low to the ground aggro decks, where most of their bodies are like small dudes. So a little more specifically, I think 2 of them, okay, so one of them is starting out with pure white. One of them is transitioning from mono red to red white. I actually have genuinely no clue what he has in store. And then the other one, who's running red aggro, has a sort of build where is it? Where are you, little, you little? Let me just kind of pile up my Aid the Fallen. Hello. Ghost Fire, Ghost Fire. Okay, let's see. Can I find you somewhere? I know you're in this pile here somewhere. Spark Elemental, Kranka's Command, Pose. Here. So my friend has, okay, the guy who's on red, like mono red, his win condition is this thing. It's called Honeymoon Hearse, and it's a 5/5 for 3 cost, with also with trample. So it's kind of like a smaller, faster version of this. Well, my deck, which is blue-green, tries to put out a bunch of tries to put out big bodies on the board, and he works kind of the way my sort of control kind of like long-range control deck kind of works, but it's like a lot shorter range. Like, it gets to its win condition a lot faster, so it's a lot more aggressive. If I would want to run a couple Acts of Treason, simply just to counter this. Yeah, so like, just to counter this, and as well as what my other friends may have, I don't exactly know what they have. So I will run 2 Active Treason in my main deck. So replacing the Lightning Strike, and I dropped a card. Let's see if I can't. Let's see if I don't dox myself. There we go. So I'm going to start with 2 Active Treason, because I want to have the active treason just in case I need it. Because like I know for a fact that the honeymoon hearse is going to come up, but I don't know what else could come up. So immediately already I can replace the lightning strikes with active treason because I already have siphon, agonizing siphon for kind of damage if I need it. And I will add 2 extra active treason. I will put the other 2 into my extra deck, which is what I'm going to be building now. So like my main kind of deck here is pretty much done. I may adjust the ratios just a little bit so I can squeeze in a little bit more of a red package. But that's probably going to be during siding. I don't think I'm going to main more red cards than just the Minotaur and then 2 acts of treason. Because I don't have anything else that has any sort of like high value. Because like most of these red cards are just like tiny guys. Yeah, all of these are just tiny guys. So I kind of don't want to run those. This honeymoon hearse here, like I do have a extra copy of this, but it's mostly a gift from my friend because he wasn't able to go today. And also just because he really liked it. So he'd have like 3 copies of this, he'd probably be able to see it a lot more consistently. So this is just for my friend. So I'm going up against red, white, and red, white. So generally, a lot of exiling is going to be very, very annoying. So I'm thinking what I want to do is I want to side in a card that I already have mentioned, Duress. Duress will kind of like help me with like deal with like annoying spells that I don't like. Spells or artifacts or enchantments I don't like for really cheap. So that's going to go into my extra deck. No, extra deck, my side deck. I will put an extra. Okay, I'll run like all my ghost fires in here, I guess, just for extra damage. Let's see. I know I have more than 2 ghost fires. Where are you? Squirt Spitter, Shock, Lightning Strike. There it is, Ghost Fire. I'll also put in the Lightning Strike. I will actually put in a big kind of package for burn. So it's going to be Essence Drain, Soren's Thirst. Let's see if this comes out to 15. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I have 3 cards extra. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So Soren's Thirst, I want to keep Soren's Thirst because it's cheap and it deals 2 damage. Essence Drain, I already have Siphon. It's like a more expensive Siphon. So I guess I would just run, it's essentially just extra copies of Siphon. So I would kind of like run this over Soren's Thirst. So that gives me 1 extra space for an extra deck card. So looking around, what else do I have? Vampire Opportunist, Vampire Interloper. Okay, so an interesting card I have is called the Boot Nipper, and it enters the battlefield with either a Death Touch counter or a Lifelink counter on it. So Death Touch just basically means anything that deals damage to Boot Nipper just dies immediately. I do really want to run that, just in case there are any problem cards, and I need a cheap way to get rid of them in the form of a body. So it's going to be 3/6. We'll go with 3 Ghost Fire. We're going Yu-Gi-Oh ratios here. So 3, 6, 9. Actually, we'll go. Do I want to run Ghost Fire? I'm thinking Lightning Strike instead of Ghost Fire. Ghost Fire is nice if I want to like build a pure red burn deck, but the 2 Lightning Strike is nice for just general damage. So it's 9. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, this is 6, and okay, so I actually have enough for my side deck. So the 4 Duress, the 2 Active Treason, the 2 Lightning Strike, the 3 Boot Nipper, and the 3 Essence Drain. So if I need extra, if I need extra sort of damage, or if I just need extra sort of like control over the board, and I really don't like what my opponents are running, or just I need more utility with the boot nipper, I have that in my extra deck. So, let's see, what am I gonna do? What I am going to do next is going to pile up all the cards I'm not using. And boom, 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 boom. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab a card. So this is the Battle of Wits. I think I talked about it earlier in the stream, but basically, whatever. I'm not gonna talk about it too much. So I'm going to sleeve this Battle of Wits with one of my special nice dragon sleeve shields. Dragon shield sleeves. And this is going to divide my main deck from my side deck. Oh, look at that. Would you look at that? Yeah, so like Battle of Wits, I guess I'll talk about what it does again. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 200 or more cards in your library, you just win the game. It's a really goofy alternate win condition where I don't know how you get 200 cards in your library. Like, your library is your deck, by the way, but I have no clue how you're meant to be able to get this off. But I think it's really cool, and actually, like, there were actually these two guys at the shop who were there too. Like, they weren't like with us, but they were just kind of in the shop, and they were kind of looking through all the rares, just kind of talking about what's it called? They were talking about not really talking about, like, they were kind of like looking through all the rares, and then they found this, and they were like laughing about it. I was like, hey, what are you guys talking about? And like, they were like, oh yeah, we just found this card called Battle of Wits, and then we all had like a good laugh over it. So those guys were really chill. Opinion, like, I don't know if you're meant to say option or opinion, but I'm going to just assume you're saying opinion. Opinion on alt win condition. Well, I'll say option on alt win conditions. I'll answer both. So if you're trying to say option, then like Exodia is like the only alt win condition, honestly. Well, I mean, if you count like deck out with Runic, then like yeah. But like Exodia and deck out are probably like the only like viable ones, I guess, or the ones that I will play. But if you're talking about like opinion on alt win conditions, then I think alt win conditions are really funny. Like, I love them so much. Yeah, so okay, Honeymoon Hearse is a gift. We'll stick that in the back of the Battle of the Wits. We'll stick that behind. 2 cards in 1 sleeve, how cursed. Okay, I'm gonna change the BGM again, because like, Fumoko, I love you guys, but like, I really need to switch this out. Let's see. Oh hey, it's my own stream. You can never go wrong with Hosho Marine. Classical music? Honestly, feel free to start suggesting stuff. Ah! No, go back, please. Okay, there we go, okay. Yeah, okay. I suddenly like backed out of the long tab. Yeah, so just to check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So this is 12. Right? So 4, 8, 12. 3, 6, 18. It's 18. Plus 4. Okay, so 18 plus 12. 18 plus 12 is 30. Plus 6 is 36. Plus 12. Plus 24 is 60. So I have my full deck and I have my sideboard. So now, let's pop out the sleeves. Let's play some Ode to Join on Guitar Lamau. Honestly, I've got to like sort of like refresh myself. I have trash on my desk now. Don't I have these? Dude, like, I swear I have some of these. Whoa! I punched something over. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off the camera real quick. There we go, because I have to like go under my desk. And I don't wanna see my head under the... Okay, there we go. Do I not have these? Oh, I just have them in a smaller size for my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Okay, that's why. Here we go. There we go, okay. Bro wears glasses like a proper Asian? Oh, okay. I mean, if part of my face showed up on camera, then whatever. Yeah, so I do wear glasses. I can't stand the idea of contacts. Like, I just can't. Wow, okay. Okay, these are like very bendy, by the way. They're like immediately curling inwards. Right, these are gonna be like hell to deal with. Okay, so like these are like very, very light sleeves. So let's go ahead and like sleeve all this. Am I holding this upside down? I'm holding this upside down. This entire pile is just upside down. Yeah, it's all according to Keikaku. So put in the swamp. Yeah, so like I have like, I'll pull out my other deck as well and kind of like show off how that works, but I do want to do some test hands here. I'm gonna sleeve all of these, and then if I don't like the ratios, I can always change them. Oh, I got absolutely baited on the chorus there. Yeah, so thus begins the long process of sleeving. I also have my window open right now, which is kind of nice. Like, it's like not the worst outside. It's like kind of hot. It's like 70, 72 right now in American. I actually don't remember the Celsius conversion. Here we go. But yeah, so go like this. It's unfortunate Magic doesn't have a good way to play online. Like, I know it has Arena, but I have not been able to figure out how to actually play multiplayer in Arena. Every time I hop onto Arena, like, the only option I have to play in Arena is against bots. Ooh, this swamp is bent. Unlucky. Yeah, if I can figure out how to, like, play online in Magic the Gathering Arena, I will definitely also play that. Like, I love Magic so much. It's so fun. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is, like, nice if I want to, like, just sweat my ass off. Like, Magic is just so fun. Like, I swear to God, like, I will literally do streams in the future where I just kind of sit here doing test hands. Like, unironically. Alright, so that's all 12 of my swamps. Now let's get my mountains. Okay. Mountain. Actually, it's like quickly going back to BGM for today's stream. I think I'm mostly gonna make the big decisions on today's BGM. Today's kind of like a chill kind of guerrilla Zatsudan. Our swamps and mountains like field spells. Not really field spells. They're more like your card resources. I'll kind of like show off how they work, but basically they just kind of like they're kind of like what you like. Each of them represents one material, and you need material in order to play cards. So I'll show that off in a bit. I'm also realizing it's kind of getting a little close to dinner, but I may or may not just ask if I can, what's it called? Eat dinner on my own, probably. Right. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and just like close my window. It's like pretty warm outside. Here we go. I'll be right back. Yeah, it's not very windy out at all right now. Either. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna turn on the fan real quick. So like today I may or may not just like split up the stream into 2 parts. Just so I can go eat dinner. Cause like I do want to keep like streaming. I'm just kind of like sitting here. Like I also kind of do have to go just eat dinner later. Like, it's not really getting there just yet, but if I have, like, a late dinner today, it'd be probably kind of nice. Cartoodis. This isn't the Yu-Gi-Oh! I've come to expect. Hello, hi, hello. This is Magic the Gathering. I'm totally not a trader. Yeah, so I'm just sleeving Magic the Gathering cards. I spent the past hour just kind of deck building. So, 2 Active Treason. Yes, like, there's not really much commentary to be... There's not much yapping to have been done now, so, you know. But yeah, so, like... I guess talking again about, like, how I got all these. I think... I don't remember if I mentioned it on my... what's it called? I don't know if I mentioned it on the community timeline. I don't think I did. But basically, I went to my local card shop, and I bought a bunch of Magic cards with my friends. So I've been like slowly getting all like a lot of my friends into Magic. So I think like most of them have a deck. The only one, like I have like one friend out of the group who doesn't have a deck. Like most people have at least a functioning deck. And like some of them have actually fairly decent decks and they're actually able to go against each other, but like I'm like undecidedly the best in the friend group. Let's go with this. Agonizing Siphon. Indeed, Machi's committing acts of treason. The Gura mat is being used for its purpose. Ah yes, we are sleeving Magic the Gathering cards on my Gura mat. What are these days if I'm confident enough? Doing a karaoke stream might be fun. I've got to hit every single facet of I've got to hit every single facet of being a VTuber. Okay, I'm almost done here, which is super nice. I mean, I also have the sideboard to be, you know, sleeving. But yeah, so we got Kelbeck, and then we got Kelbeck, and then we got Kelbeck, and we have like 7 copies of Kelbeck. But yes, like initially I was going to stop. Okay. Oh, that's the end of the song. Have you done choir before? Not really, no. Oh, I was about to go into the. I was about to play Acacia by Bump of Chicken. I don't think I'm allowed to play that. I don't think I'm allowed to. But yeah, I haven't really done choir before. Like, I've never really had too much interest in it. Like, I feel like singing would be kind of cool, but like, I'm not really most confident. Ode to Joy. We'll cue Ode to Joy after this. We'll cue it after this one. But yeah, so I'm going to be a little less open to BGM suggestions today's stream because I just kind of want to listen to listen to whatever the hell I want to listen to, you know? It's not to say I don't want to listen to classical music. Ode to Joy would be really funny. But yeah, so we are almost done with the main deck, and then we just have the 15 sideboard. What's the first piece I played on the guitar? Ooh, okay, it's... Ooh, let's see if I remember. I think it was like, the Yui guitar solo version of like, was it Fua Fua Time? Like that one. Like I don't remember which one it was. Like I'll definitely remember the name if I see it, but it was like a K-On song, I think. If not, I genuinely don't remember it. Actually, was it? Okay, I don't remember if it was, but like it may or may not have been, what's it called? Creep. Creep, by Radiohead. My first piece on violin was Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Understandable. Oh, these sleeves were only like $6, like $7, but oh my god, they feel so nice. Like, oh, they slide in just so nice. They slide in so nice. I can't really go that high. If I try to like match. Yeah, like I think the very first song I learned ever was like the bass line to was it Fua Time? I almost called it Fua Time. Literally the whole life brain rot is getting to me. Like it was very like I was like very obsessed with like K-On when I started first picking up like the bass guitar and eventually branching out into other instruments. Alright, so let's go with this. And that's my boot nipper number 1. Boot Nipper number 2. GDA is the bass guitar strings. No, it's just yeah. Oh yeah. I like you just kind of like typed it in backwards and like it kind of confused me a little. But yeah, so like the bass guitar is just like the bottom 4 strings of guitar tuned down an octave. Okay, so I gotta store these sleeves. I'll just store them back in the package, just like I do with all my other stuff. Anyways, so that is everything completely sleeved up. Nice. Okay, so now I can do some test hands. Har har. Hee hee har har. That's yes. So GDA is violin. I remember being so confused when I tried to pick up the bass guitar. Yeah, cause like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. Cause like it's like flipped. EADG. Yes, it's flipped. Right. So my deck is all nice and shuffled. We got the side deck. We got that. Right, let's put away the rest of all of these cards. Oh. This is the rest of my collection. It's not very big, but it's not the worst either. I've got like a bunch of decent cards in here. I apparently also have more. Let's put these. Let's put as much as I can in here, actually. Let's go like this. All right, we're gonna grab Ode to Joy. Here we go. Okay, so that's that filled. And then we go like this. Probably put something in here. Now we're fine. Is he gonna play it all? Oh, just like some really long opening. You know, Pocky Box? Yeah, I have like 2 of these. What do I want to put in here? Just kind of like brace the cards. Some like random solid object I have lying around. That's whatever. So this, I'm going to turn off my camera because I'm going to put this under my desk. Let's put this right here. Okay, hold on. There's a better way to go about this one. Here we go. Pockies are absolutely amazing. I love Pockies. They're so nice. I haven't had some in a while, but like they're just so nice. Like, they're so nice and simple, but also just so fun. You know? Alright, here we go. So let's see if I can move this over just a little bit. Give myself a bit of extra space. There we go. This could be absolutely chaotic if I'm not careful. Yeah, so I wonder what Pocky would taste like with Vegemite. Dude, Vegemite flavored Pockies would be so absolutely chaotic. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead, just make sure all this is like split properly. Just gonna make sure nothing's like clumped up in pairs. I always like to like sort of split things up when I'm initially shuffling. Corpse Burn. Okay, there's 2 Gorging Vultures that are stuck together. Unburden, Corpse Churn, 2 Mountains. Minotaur, Unburden. Okay, there we go. And now we shuffle again. So I'm just gonna kind of like play through kind of like a one-sided game with Magic the Gathering, just kind of like test out how this kind of plays out. Because with Yu-Gi-Oh, you can kind of just like do a single turn. It's kind of like test out combos. With Magic the Gathering, you kind of have to like be a little bit of a schizo and kind of pretend that there's someone across the table. So in Magic, instead of what's it called? Let's do this actually. Yeah, there we go. So instead of drawing 5, you draw 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. This is a fine hand. So I opened 2 Mind Rots and an Unburden. So I have a bunch of Hand Rip, which is not the greatest actually. And then we also have a Corpse Burn that I can play on turn 2. So since I'm not gonna like die immediately, so like the way Magic the Gathering works is the only thing that's really a hard once per turn is playing a land. So like lands kind of like, I'll kind of like demonstrate them as we go. But I'm going to play one swamp and that's going to be my first turn. So here is where I would like pass over to my opponent. They would draw a card and make some plays, like play a land. If they have any 1/1s, they would play that. 1 costs, they would play that. But coming back to my turn, I would draw for turn and I get another swamp, which is not ideal. But I play 2 swamps. I do have, so I'm gonna play swamp. I do have a corpse turn. So corpse turn, if you can see it on my blurry freaking Logitech camera, there's one black and then 1 neutral. So if you add those all together, that's your total cost. So 1 + 1 is 2. So I can put this in my grave. Like another cool thing about Magic is like there's not really any set zones. There's like the deck, the land zone, and then like the everything else zone. So you just kind of like play whatever the hell you want wherever. So I'm going to tap 2 to pay for the cost of corpse turn. So put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. Then you may return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. And I ended up hitting a Gorging Vulture. And I hit 2 Gorging Vultures and an Act of Treason. So I'm going to take one of those vultures, and then I'm going to pass my turn. So it's turn 2, I don't really have anything on the board. So I pass over to my opponent, and they do their stuff. I'm just going to pretend they're not playing anything. Just kind of like see how I don't really want to like focus on like how I need to like play around things. But now, after that disastrous start with nothing but corpse turn, I have a Gorging Vulture in my hand. So I'm going to draw for untap first, and then draw for turn. So I drew into Raise the Drawer. So at any point I want, I can pay 2 to pick up a creature from my graveyard, which is really nice. It's also an instant, which means it's pretty much a quick play spell, like a hand trap. Not really like a quick play spell, but it's a hand trap. Like it's like Ash Blossom Maxi. I can play this whenever I want. So this is turn 3. I'm going to play a swamp because I have another one in my hand. You can play as many swamps as you want, but once per turn. A quick play Monster Reborn? Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. Not exactly Monster Reborn, you just add it back to your hand, but it's still pretty much, you know. So now I have 3 cards. I have 3 cost. I have a couple choices here. So I can go Gorging Vulture to mill 3. I can just mill 3. I can mill 3 and then heal off 1 life for every creature I put into my grave. So that's probably the optimal move here. I could also activate Erase the Draugr to grab back my second Vulture, but I can do that whenever the hell I want, so it's probably not the best idea. But if I want it to be absolutely chaotic, I could take a Mind Rot and just rip for 2 right now. Like, absolutely right now. So I activate the Mind Rot, tap 3, my opponent would have to discard 2. I'm not going to do that, though, because I'd much rather progress my own game state rather than stop my opponent from playing. You want to win more rather than lose less. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to tap 3, play the Gorging Vulture. It's shiny. I don't know, cry about it. Yeah, so when Gorging Vulture enters the battlefield, put the top 4, mill 4. So I milled a 2 Raise the Draugrs, a Swamp, and a Corpse Churn. So I also do kind of have to like shuffle a little bit better because like there's a bunch of cards stuck. So I didn't really hit anything, so I just kind of pass. But now I have a body on the board for which to protect myself with. And I also have nice stuff in my hand. So once it's back to my turn, I untap, okay, so untap is kind of like this step where you just like reset your board, like recharge everything, kind of like a recharge. And then there's standby phase, or the upkeep step, and then the draw phase, and then straight into the main phase. So I drew into a swamp. I now have 4 cost. There it is. But yeah, so something you can do in Magic is kind of like I like to sort of like split my lands to make it easier to pay for cost. So instead of like having all 4 of them horizontally and tap 1/1/1, I can tap like put some in a pool of 3 if I have like 3 cost cards in my hand, or like 2 and 2 if I have like 2 cost cards in my hand. But what I think I'm going to do here is I'm going to split it into 2 and 2. Music always hits at the best time, yeah. So I'm going to tap 2 for the swamps. Wait, tap 2 swamps to pay for Raise the Draugr, and this just allows me to grab back that other bird, the Gorging Vulture. And I have only two mana on my board, but there's still one more thing I can do. Unburden has a second effect where I can cycle it. I don't know if you can read that, you probably can. Cannot. Yeah, so you pay 2, which I already have, to discard, unburden, and draw a card. And I drew into a mountain, so I just have more mana. But right now, my hand looks like a Gorging Vulture and 2 Mind Rots, which is not ideal. But all of them are 3 cost, and I have 4 cards on the board. Next turn, I'll have 5. So I can't, it's a really one or the other kind of thing. So I kind of have to hit something off the Gorging Vulture, or else I'm kind of behind. So untapping and drawing for turn. I got another Corpse turn, which is absolutely amazing. So I can play a Mountain card. And I can activate a Corpse turn for 1 black and 1 neutral. So mill 3. We hit another Gorging Vulture. So we can take that, put it in my hand. So I can just keep milling and keep milling. So I think I only have 3 copies of Vulture. I think I'm going to want to start running more copies of Vulture. I also want to run more mill targets. I feel like I want to cut down on the amount of mind rots and the amount of hand rips I have from 8 to maybe 6. Just so I hit more stuff off of the Vultures. What is this? That's in my hand. Okay. What am I doing? I'm messing with the BGM. Right. Need to be careful not to just click onto someone's live stream. Yes, so there we go. So we go ahead, tap 3, Vulture. I can now mill 4. Oh, that's not 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I hit an Undead Servant, which is really, really nice. So now I actually gain 1 life because I milled 1 Undead Servant. You gain 1 life for each creature card put into your graveyard this way. So I have 21 health now. You start with 20 health, by the way. So now I have 2 birds on the board to kind of protect from attacks. I'll explain combat at some point. But yeah, so assuming my opponent does stuff, I untap and I draw. So I end up drawing into how do you pronounce this? Turax Cantil. So I have more hand rip. I have 2 Mind Rots and a Gorging Vulture, which is, I don't like that. But I have 6 mana, so I can activate 2 cards this turn, 2 3s. So I'm going to tap them out. I'm going to tap 3 for another Gorging Vulture. And I'm going to mill 4. And I hit another Undead Servant. So I'm going to gain another life. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap 3 for Turash's Cantil. I give up pronouncing that. But basically I just rip my opponent for 2, because what else am I going to do? But yeah, now I have birds on the board, I have servants in the grave, and I have hand rips. So every single turn I can start ripping cards out of my opponent's hand. They can't do anything. So what is this? Turn 6? It's about to be turn 7. I feel like my board is a little underdeveloped, but if I get myself a reborn spell, then I'm going to be able to start getting more tokens on the board because of Undead Servants in the grave. I have hand rips in my hand. So if I untap and I draw, Agonizing Siphon, that's fine. I can also stack all my Gorging Vultures on top of each other. They don't have Summoning Sickness. I could activate 2 Mind Rots here and then just rip for 4, which is probably what I would actually do. So Mind Rot, rip for 4. What are they going to do? Mind Rip is kind of a nice equalizer because what I'm noticing right now is with this sort of trial game, I'm kind of cooked because I'm not getting too much out on the board. So I'll just attack with a Vulture because I want to leave some stuff open to protect with. Or if my opponent kind of doesn't have anything, I can go in for 6 damage. But because these Gorging Vultures also have the keyword flying on them, they're protected from anything without the keyword flying, so they can't be blocked by anything unless they have the keyword flying or keyword reach or whatever, or other stuff. Yes, so, but where did, I mean, I drew into another Turax Cantil, so I'm gonna move one over, pay 4 cost, and then my opponent loses another 2 cards. So they probably have no cards in their hand at this point. And probably they only have like monsters on the board. Either I block them or I just kill them. So going for 6, like they're put in a situation where they kind of have to block, or else like I have like insane tempo. Like either they don't block and take a bunch of damage, or like either they let the damage through, take a bunch of damage, and keep their monsters, which is all they have. And I can just like slowly get rid of them with Siphon. Or they block, but like they lose everything. Like they buy themselves another turn, but they lose absolutely everything. So I can untap for turn. I have a mountain. I can activate an agonizing Siphon, damage one of the creatures, and then gain 3 life. So now I'm up in life, I'm up on bodies, and they're down on I'm just up. So I can go in for 6. I've probably done like enough damage at this point to where they probably have like maybe 5, 10 health. So imagine they do stuff, untap, and what do you know? I draw the Sanitarium Skeleton. So I'll tap 1, and now I have 4 bodies on the board. And now I have a recurring body that I can summon every single turn. Sanitarium Skeleton is amazing in the early game because it's super cheap, but it's amazing in the late game as well because like it's a free body. Like once you start like building up a lot more materials, like it dies, it comes back. It dies, it comes back. It dies, it comes back. But yeah, so kind of assuming I do stuff here, like my opponent does stuff, I draw into a card, it's another Siphon. I can Siphon from their life and then just go in for damage and just win the game. So a little thing I'm kind of noticing is when it comes to milling, when it comes to milling, I kind of just got unlucky there. But something I want to do I have it in my extra? No, I don't. Something I do want to do is run more vultures. Are those all my vultures? There's 3 vultures. Do I see a 4th? Raise the Draugr, Corpse Churn, Raise the Draugr, Corpse Churn. No, I do not have a 4th. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start splitting this back up into different cards. It's like this, whatever. Mountain, swamp. Take you, Ruinous Minotaur. Also, the Ruinous Minotaurs did not show up, which is very interesting. I mean, I probably won't get that unlucky, but if I do ever mill any of those, I can just reborn them. And if I'm going to be going through with this sort of reborn strategy, I think I want to run more reborn spells. So I'm gonna have to adjust for that. So something I did notice is I had too much hand rip and not enough mill enablers. So those are my swamps. And those are my mountains. So I have my Gorging Vultures all on board. 3 Skellies. Agonizing Symphon. Raging Minotaurs. Ruinous Minotaurs. And I have the Undead Servants, which I'm surprised I didn't run into any. And I also have Raise the Draugr. And then Corpse Churn. Corpse Churn. Yeah, just sit here milling and milling and milling and milling. I have Unburden and Mind Rot. Undead Servants. 3 copies of Unburden. I also have an extra copy of Mind Rot. 4 copies of Agonizing Symphon. I want to drop one of those for another Vulture. And then I also want to drop down on some copies of the Hand Rips. I'm gonna drop 2 Turax Canticle. Turax Canticle. So that gives me 3 space. Does this? Okay, hold on. Here we go. Grab my cards again. So I know exactly the 3 cards I want to have. So I'm just gonna have to go through this entire freaking pile. Okay, here we go. Sworn's Thirst, Mental Vapors, Skeleton, a Gorging Vampire. I don't really need Gorging Vulture. Like, I will have other mills, but there's Aid the Fallen. Then, what else? Can I drop one more card? I do want as many Undead Servants as I can. Mind Rot, Unburden. I do want to drop another card just so I can add in a fourth bird. The Gorging Vulture. Initially, I thought the Gorging Vulture wasn't going to be that great, but it's probably one of my better cards in my deck because it enables my mills, and it also enables my mills, it heals me, and it's also very sticky. It just stays on the board. So I'm gonna close my camera again, put this on the ground. Okay. Yeah, so I'm likely going to end stream in a second. But, so Aid the Fallens and Gorging Vulture. What do I get rid of? I have 4 copies of Corpse Churn. Act of Treason. I don't want to get rid of a Minotaur because I kind of need those. I'm thinking a Servant. Or a second Agonizing Siphon. I kind of don't need too many of these. So I can re-sleeve these and replace these. But yeah, so I'm probably going to do stream part 2 later. But for now I'm going to take a break because 1, I'm probably going to eat soon, and 2, I'm slowly developing a sore throat, so that's not actually ideal. But yeah, so thanks to everyone who's watching, and then also VOD Gang, if you're here for whatever reason, don't forget to like and subscribe. VOD Gang, also check out my recent clip. Favorite Magic card? Ooh, okay, hold on. I'll answer that before I go. And what'd you know? Actually, hold on. I'll get well soon, thanks for stream. Yeah, I mean, it'll probably go away soon. It's not like a terrible, awful one. It's cool. My favorite Magic card is going to be between 2 cards, actually. Let's see if I can find them. I read online that these aren't very strong, but I personally really like them for the strategy that I'm playing. So there are 2 here. So this one is Dawnheart Rejuvenator, and this one is the Glintweaver. Glintweaver is nice. Okay, both these kind of like facilitate healing, but Dawnheart Rejuvenator also acts as like a sort of like extra land almost. And then Glintweaver, it's 7 cost, so it's pretty steep, and it's only 3/3. But it can put like up to 3 1/1 tokens on things to like give it like a 3 damage, 3 health buff. And if I combine that with other big cards like say Moldgraf Monstrosity, this card is like 7 cost, but 8 damage, 8 health. I can eventually get this like 11. Well, the way that my deck is set up, I have a bunch of cards that allow me to return cards to my hand. So I can kind of like cycle Glintweaver and eventually sort of like snowball my Moldgraf Monstrosity into something bigger. But yeah, it's probably going to be the Glintweaver because he's just a cute, he's just a little spider. He's just a little spider dude. Yeah, anyways. Whoa! Okay. Here we go. Yeah, okay. There we go. Yeah, so that is going to be today's stream. Yeah, I already did my outro. I was responding to chat. But yeah, so I'm gonna hop off now before I start like hurting my throat too much. Yeah. If I can, then I will come back and stream again later, honestly. Maybe play something, I don't know. Like, I'm definitely streaming a lot today. Anyways. Yep, that's going to be it.